Good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, subscribers, haters, dream stealers. Oh no, that's me. I'm Danny DeHeck, aka the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger, and I'm here to name and shame any individual who is running or promoting a Ponzi scheme or a scam. If you haven't been keeping up with current events lately, there's a real scam-demic going on. You might watch some scam reporting websites, and they'll report to you about how millions of dollars are being stolen from mum and dad investors. Well, myself and my team of Avengers are here to cause disruption and stop them. Yesterday, I sat down in front of my computer and I thought I must do an update on Shavez Siddiqui's, I call him Siddiqui, otherwise known as Shavez Anwar. Must do an update on what he's been doing lately. I went to his website, and his website has been suspended once again. This is probably the, I'm losing count, but 6th, 7th website that's been suspended, most likely by government departments or breaking the terms and conditions of his hosting provider. It's not rocket science for the Avengers or myself. We report these guys and we take down their website. If you go to my introduction on my YouTube channel, where I do most of my broadcasting, you'll see that I talk about how there's a warfare, how I'm a foot soldier, and how I'm fighting these guys in the trenches. Myself and my Avengers are doing things that the governments are too slow to act on. This morning I woke up, doing my business, as you do, received a cease and desist letter from a lawyer who doesn't even know his client's age. In fact, the words were, my client, Shavez Siddiqui, aged about 28 years of age. And then they've also given me his real name, Ahmed Siddiqui. They even gave me his home address, theoretically, his luxury apartment. And this is meant to be taken seriously. Now, if sending a cease and desist letter and a claim that you're going to sue somebody stops me from my activities as a journalist, exposing these people, then I would be sending cease and desist letters to these scammers, telling them that we have found that their Ponzi scheme or their scam is fraudulent, and my lawyers demand that they stop doing it. Can you imagine how easy it would be to shut down scammers? So my point, ladies and gentlemen, is I can't stop them, and they can't stop me. And they have caused disruption for me recently, more than normal, and I've caused quite a lot of disruption for them. But instead of sitting in the corner going, oh my God, I got another cease and desist, on Monday, just to give you an idea, there's 3 court documents here where I were demanded to appear in a Pakistani courtroom, or they would win by default. Oh, what is the crypto Ponzi scheme going to do? Each of these cases, and there's 3 of them, was going to cost me at least $1,000 each to defend. What happens? Well, we got representation free of charge. Somebody else has stepped in there and said, we'll look after you. We'll fight your battles for you. Just sign this piece of paper and we will take care of it all. And if anyone's in the legal system, you can see that piece of paper is the piece of paper you need to sign so they can fight my legal battles for me. There's a team of Avengers out there who fight against these scams. Today, I spent 5 hours putting together a blog. I go to bed at night, I wake up, and there's a cease and desist letter. There's some outrageous claims. For example, Shavez, the guy that we're talking about today, claims that he had a stroke, and boy, does he look like he had a stroke. Now, one of my dearest friends has actually had a stroke. He unfortunately can't communicate very well. And he's a dear friend of mine. I look at him like a father figure. Anyway, so I sort of got a little bit of experience of what it looks like when somebody actually has had a stroke. And I'm not medical, and I don't want to make unsubstantiated medical claims, but I can see that Shavez did have a real shake-up. In fact, he got on stage when he was winning an award that I'll show you in a few minutes, and claims that he had 40% chance of surviving his stroke. He was in hospital for 40 days. Now, I'm just putting it out there. If you're a Chavez believer and waving a flag, good on you. You really got to believe in something, because it's like a cult. What happened if Chavez died? You would have lost all your dreams and wishes. And the dream stealers would be sitting there going, ooh, that makes my job easy. So have you really put all your faith and all your eggs into one basket? Well, this basket that you're putting all your eggs in isn't a very good basket. And I'm going to share my blog with you. Today, we're going to have a bit of a look at the blog. I don't know why my screen is not doing what it's meant to be doing, but I think we'll go with what we've got. Or do I play around with it, Danny? That is the question. I'm just going to flip another screen and see if that takes up the full screen. Oh, I have done something wrong. Well, I might fix that while we're reading it, so there might be a bit of disruption. But anyway, the gloves are off, and you can't quite see, but I haven't got my other glove on there. This is representing Chavez. And after reading his latest terms and conditions, which we're going to look at a video of him talking about how the strict, I can't even read the words. That's probably why I do this. We're just going to read this paragraph first.
Strict prohibition on unauthorized use. Any unauthorized usage of the affiliate marketing 3.0 DAO LLC name, branding, platform, visual assets, smart contracts, or content, including but not limited to false affiliation, misrepresentation, slander, or defamatory use, is strictly prohibited and will trigger immediate legal action.
Right. So what he's told everyone this morning, and I think we need to go down that rabbit hole straight away. I'll just go and find this video which we saw this morning and see if I can find it. There it is. He's nearly got as many views as I am. 185 people have viewed this video. And this is absolutely ironic. Now, there's a couple of things here I'm going to point out, which I'll go over in the blog, and I don't want to go on too much, but I really want to. They're talking about how this new company that they've rebranded to. The reason they've rebranded isn't because, oh, let's rebrand and let's make things all beautiful. It's because their website literally has been taken off by the government. I don't know which government, I don't know what department, I don't know what country has got authorization, but they've taken his website down. So he's fired up this new domain name and re-established the website, and the brands are all the same. And if you go down to the very bottom and you read their legal disclaimer and their terms and conditions and their terms of use and their privacy policy and their terms and conditions, they're all pretty much, there's a lot of terms in there, terms and conditions, terms of service, and terms of use. You're going to find lots of legal jargon that's been written by ChatGPT. But the truth of the matter is their website got suspended. So if you haven't been keeping up with current events, Sam Lee got detained in Dubai for 60 days. Sam Lee also had a feature in a documentary by Bloomberg. So were I, and so was Chavez. All three of us, the three Musketeers, got together separately, and they did a 10-month investigation and put together a video that has been looked at over 700,000 times. And it basically exposes Chavez and who he is and vindicates me as the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. And if you don't know, I've been in the New York Times 2-page spread in the printed edition. Now, every person who fights scams can say that. And the other thing, I've been in the Bloomberg documentary, which I'm really pleased about. So when accounts get suspended, that kind of makes me pout my chest and go, oh, I'm making a difference. And Deheck.com, because of Chavez activities, is now protected by Google, which means if you can take down Google.com, you can take down my website. And these are the things that we've had coming our way. People want to protect our journalism and what we're doing, which is really, really nice. Anyway, in this video this morning, I emailed Chavez last night before I went to bed and said, hey, I've just published this article exposing you and everything that you're doing. He's come out this morning, I believe, shaken but not stirred. And what he's claimed, and I probably aren't going to go down that rabbit hole, but what he's actually claimed is this company has no affiliation with We Are All Satoshi. But in the video, which I'll put in the chat room just to appease you guys, so in case you can go there, he claims it's a rebranding. So how does that work? So you're not affiliated with the company that you've just rebranded from, but everyone can log in the same as they were normally. I mean, that's not going to stand up in court if you want to go down the court route, really, isn't it? But anyway, it's quite funny. And also you can see that they've done things with watermarks. So they're trying to stop me. They don't want to be exposed. And after looking at the papers this morning, I've been given basically legal notice that they represent Shavez. And also, I think this is something to do, it looks like some sort of legal loss of, maybe it's what do they call it, loss and profit statement. I haven't actually read it. Of course, I've already replied to the cease and desist letter, but I actually think this document is the healthcare document where I actually caused Shavez to have a stroke. Oh, the power of being able to make Shavez have a stroke. That would just be priceless, wouldn't it? But anyway, so that's what I'm getting sued from. He wants $300,000 for me, which I thought would be a drop in the bucket with the success that he's having. Who knows? Anyway, so in here we've got we've got Chantal. Now, if you don't know who Chantal is, because he said in this video today that anybody that gets defamed by people like me, without saying my name, can actually take the terms and conditions that he's their legal disclaimer, and they can use it in court against me because they are part of a DAO, which is a decentralized autonomous organization. So I don't know if that's legally going to stand up, but I have a feeling that I'm going to get bombarded by people like Chantal. And if you don't know who Chantal is, she's actually at home looking after her sick mother, who's actually, I think she's got Alzheimer's, and other family members that are associated with her have been telling me that they don't like her and she's taking advantage of her mother. But she works there promoting BTCC, which is basically a game of Monopoly. Look, my blog speaks for itself. I didn't spend 5 hours writing it, so let's get into it. Now, first of all, let's address the people in the chat room. I'd like to say hello to the person hated more than Danny, which is otherwise known to us as Bob. I'd love to say hello to Susie, who's one of our strongest Avengers, does deep dives into investigations. We've got Crypto G. I know he's in here. He hasn't popped in and said hello yet. But there was a flurry of activity this morning. We were sitting there giggling and laughing and reading the disclaimer and my right of reply, which I will read at the end of this blog. And it's just ridiculous how we fight these guys in the trenches. So the gloves are off. A scamdemic warfare has begun, taking down Shavez Ahmed, I can't even say his name, Siddiqui, one scam at a time. So if you don't know, this guy is disgusting. But let's get into it.
We've had enough of the scammers and fraudsters hiding behind flashy websites, slick language, and dodgy disclaimers. The gloves are off. We're not just calling them out anymore, we're shutting them down.
Now, hopefully that is loud enough and you guys can hear that. So in summary, the gloves are off and this is a fist fight in an arena. It's more like cage fighting, isn't it, without the cage? Couldn't do a cage fight. That was a bit hard for ChatGPT to create those images, if you wonder how I do them.
This is scamdemic warfare, and we're fighting back with everything we've got. Every digital device matters, and we need you. Whether you're an armchair whistleblower or a full-time scam hunter like me, Danny D. Heck, the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger, it's time to step up. We're louder, faster, and more determined than ever.
We are, and this is just another day in the office for us. Now, I've put together a scammer toolkit. It's a whistleblower toolkit. Now, what I suggest that you do is, this is kind of funny in a way for us, but this is a whistleblower toolkit. So what you can do, you can literally select all, go select all, or just highlight it all like you do. That's it. Highlight the whole lot, get all the links, put it into ChatGPT. And when you're putting in complaints about Shavez on those different platforms that we've had shut down recently, and we still need a hand for a few more, you will get enough content to write an intelligent letter to people and submit. So this is what we call the whistleblower toolkit, and we've put it online so you can download it and you can use. We've even gone the extra strength and downloaded a lovely picture of Shavez. Now, Shavez did offer me $10,000 if I come up with his last name, and it looks like he's now got another name, which is really interesting. I don't know,
Ali Ahmed Siddiqui.
So just out of curiosity, if we did search for Alalim, Alalim Suzuki, Facebook, let's have a look. So he's now got another name. So this is the third name that we've heard of, unless it's, I don't know, but he has blocked me on LinkedIn, so I can't report. So that's not him. That's a chef. Actually, I do like butter chicken, just saying. And we've got a student, a university, United States. No, that can't be him. AZ Network. No, not him. So somewhere along the line, there's a new name. I don't even know how they've come up with that name, which is quite ridiculous, really. Anyway, so I just wanted to show you that. So what I'm going to do just for now, if you're in the chat room, we should be able to just give you a link, and you can download the PDF, the scammer toolkit that we've given you. Because we've got a little bit more disruption to cause here, and we're having a field day at the moment, and we want to share the love. We want you guys to feel like you can have some control out of stopping these scammers. And you'll see why as this blog goes on.
Shavez Ahmed Siddiqui, your time is up. Let's be clear. We're the ones closing them down. Shavez Ahmed Siddiqui and his gang of MLM rebranders can run, but they can't hide. We have the receipts. We've got the Zoom meetings, the websites, the defunct domains, the fake partnerships, and all the red flags mapped out like a war plan.
Yes, it is like a war plan. Now, if you haven't seen my war plan, in fact, I better... my war plan's pretty high tech. This is what we call Millernote. And Millernote's where we keep the war plan. So we go into persons of interest. You'll see that we have got over 450 individuals in here. And we can literally go in and just do a search. So we search for Shavez. And we've got Grace. We've got Pascal. Oh, there he is. Shavez. And in here, and to be honest, we haven't really got much of a file on Shavez, but we have got stealth monitoring, which is some real juicy videos that we will not show you, but we'll need them one day for our big court case. You can go into Ponzi schemes and scams, and then you can go into We Are All Satoshi. Now, I don't even know if I need to, or I should, update the domain names because they're here today and gone tomorrow. But we've got, the offices where if we went to Google Maps, now Bloomberg did a drive-by, not the same sort of drive-by you might be thinking, of this building. And this is where they used to build all the software. Now, the company was owned theoretically by a guy called Max, Sam Lee, Peter, I think it was. There was 3 people that we found out, 25% ownership, 400 people working here, and they were all producing scam after scam. One of them was even Wee Global, which is amazing, which is a different scam on a different network being produced out of the same building. Now, how do we know that? Well, we got in touch with Garrett Blakely, and he was flatting with Sam for 5 months. So Sam's the main guy, flatmate, got accused of stealing all the money from VidiLook. Was working in that building with 450 odd people, and he said they were working on all sorts of projects. Even Pinnaky Nark, one of my old friends, they were working on I've forgotten what it's called. So it's gone from first of all, it started off as Hypertech Group, Hyper Capital, Hyper Fund, Hyperverse, Hyper Nation, Hyper Cosmos, Diversal. I have to say them in a name to give a name. So that's how many times one of these scams have rebranded. And now I think it might even be associated with Mars 3, which is ridiculous, where you can buy a planet. But what they do is they get you to move your assets, which are worth nothing, from one entity to another to move the liability. And it just gets ridiculous to cover. Anyway, if you went to that building today, there'd been crickets. The reporter, Alice, said they've moved out, which is very sad. But we did know exactly where it all is. We've got so much evidence, more evidence than we need to. So what I'm saying is we have the receipts. We know about Shavez. We now know where he lives, theoretically. Theoretically, he's instructed this lawyer. So theoretically, we should be able to find out where the resident tower. Now, this is even more ironic because the resident tower is the same place where Sam Lee's scam partner used to live in the resident building. So it must be, they must hire the whole building, which is absolutely ridiculous. It's a lovely place to, remember Shavez says he goes to the gym? Well, this is where Shavez Anwar, we'll call him, who offered me $10,000, by the way, if I got his name right. This is where he lives. And if we look closely enough, we'll probably find similar apartments to we see when he's running around with his camera, which is quite a laugh. But anyway, let's get back to the thing. So Yeah, so we've got the receipts, we've got the Zooms, we've got our war room. Now, most people won't know this, and I've been talking about it already, so I'll just clarify this. What happened to Pinicky Nark? Oh, my goodness. Pinicky Nark, I used to say. Those were the
What most people don't realize is that Shavez wasn't always calling himself Shavez Ahmed Siddiqui for years. He operated under the alias Shavez Anwar in one arrogant Zoom meeting. He even claimed he'd pay me $10,000 if I ever found out his real name. Well, I did. And how? He filed a copyright strike against one of my videos, and YouTube handed over his legal name.
Yeah, so it's really, really funny because when I received this copyright strike, I said to people, hey, look, the name that he's reported it to me in is this name. I reckon that's his real name. And oh, I don't think so. Then one day he decided to put my phone number in the Zoom meeting and told everyone to ring Danny. And that's how we found Richard, the truck driver. He rang me and taunted me for a wee bit, but every time I went live, I used to text the same list of people that texted me that morning, tell them I was going live. And it was quite a laugh, really. But long story short, Richard became a friend. He's gone a bit AWOL at the moment. I've seen him for a wee while. But I did publish this video, recording now. I think it was that one there, actually. Get the right one. When I found out his name.
I think he's going to have a few marital problems as well. Hence why we're probably seeing a few more drunken videos of Sam.
This is when Sam was still in the go, but we did find out who Shavez was, because the big question is, who is Shavez? I'll see if I've got it at the start.
Shavez. Is he a victim or is he a scammer?
Now, this is interesting, actually, theory, and I still actually practice the same theory. I do not believe for a second that Shavez is running the whole shit in the Google himself. I believe he's working for potentially one of the human trafficking compounds or one of those complexes in Myanmar. And I believe that he's worked his way up the food chain within that industry. And now they let him have a nice apartment. But theoretically, he still cannot leave. Because I'm pretty sure if I was as wealthy as Shavez claims he is, with all his accolades. Now, remember, Shavez is started his own corporation at the age of 17. Oh, you can't do that. No, he had to get his friends to help him. And then at the age of 18, he started his own corporation. He provided tech services to Marvel Studios and government departments. All this done before he even started work. And also, he has developed some form of AI that every single person in the world uses, but he can't tell you what it is or what it does because he signed an NDA. Now, that's what we heard about Shavez before he got started. And then, obviously, we found videos, which I'll show you in a few minutes, of him claiming his name is actually Shavez Anwar. And also claiming that he's working for Hypertech, which is the same company Sam Lee was working for, where I get the umbrella. Hypertech is the company that he works for. Sam Lee went mental, started doing cocaine. They booted Sam Lee out. All the money from the Vault Horizon disappeared. Shavez come along and said, don't worry, I've got the keys to the Vault Horizon. Sam left them on the desk when I left. I'll now take over. And then he had to inform everybody that there was no money left in the coffers. Somehow they'd spent millions of dollars within seconds, and all the people lost faith in We Are All Satoshi and withdrew all their money, even though they weren't able to mathematically. And there was no money left. And then Shavez come along. He picked it all up. He was the man. He picked up the bags and the baggage, and he drove them out of the trenches, and then he started We Are All Satoshi all over again. It's a fascinating story. But my point is his name. So he did a copyright strike. This was over a year ago, it says this video. In fact, it's September, more than a year ago. It says September the 12th, 2023. I called it. Now, Shavez offered $10,000 because in the same Zoom meeting where he sent out my phone number, I actually dialed in. And I dialed in, show my age. I'm about, what do they say? I'm about 55 years of age. So I dialed in and got on live with Shavez, one-on-one, the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. And he said, I will give you $10,000 if you give me your real name. Now, I am putting the gauntlet down if his real name. So this is what the start of this lawyer's letter says, right? So listen to this. We'll just flip over here for a second.
My client, Mr. Shavez Ahmed Siddiqui, aged about 28 years, SO Alim, Ahmed Siddiqui, RO 4103, Dubai Mall Residence, Tower 2, Downtown, Dubai 0000, has instructed me to give you legal notice on the aforesaid subject as disclosed hereunder.
Right. So that's pretty cool. So here and under, I think that means within on the words on the screen. So that was a bit of a hard case. But what I'm getting at, if that's his real name, I'm taking dibs on that because he still owes me $10,000. And Shavez, if you're not good for it, it's a shame. And Shavez, I know you're watching this right now. Welcome along to the chat. This is your life. This is your moment. So let's carry on. So, yes, I think I don't know if I said that. Apologies.
What most people don't realize is that Shavez wasn't always calling himself Shavez Ahmed Siddiqui.
Oh, no, I have said this. Don't want to do it. So anyway, he's going to pay me $10,000. Still haven't got the money. But I don't really want it. Well, I do really. I'd quite like it. It'd be nice. Anyway, so let's carry on.
Since then, he's been scrambling for legitimacy, accepting a shiny Best Fintech Company of the Year award on behalf of Lquid Pay Bank at the Entrepreneur Middle East Awards, and launching his personal branding platform at shavezahmedsiddiqui.com. But we see straight through it, and we're here to shut it down before he gets too full of himself.
Yeah, so he hasn't been using that name at all. We've got a video, I think, which I'll show you later on, of him claiming he works for Bloomberg exposed him, claiming that he works for Hypertech Group, and also his name is Shavez Anwar. So I don't know why all of a sudden he changed, but now I do know why. Here it is here. So this video here is pretty breathtaking, and this is quite funny.
Greetings to Hyper community. Myself, Shavez Anwar, very excited to join Hyper One as Asia.
So I just want to break it there. If Shavez Anwar has been lying to you about his age all this time, what else is he lying about? Really? Come on, guys. Think about this. So anyway, there he is, the apprentice, starting to work for Hypertech Group.
Asia Pacific Head Operations. First of all, I would like to thank Hyper One Management for showing trust in me and giving me this responsibility.
Right, so $58 million disappears from the coffers in Australia. Sam Lee and Ryan Dew disappear. Ooh, 8 months later, Sam Lee turns up in Dubai, and he's got a new company. It's called Hyper One. And look who's working for him. Shavez is working for Sam Lee. But if you didn't know this, you would think Shavez is God, and he started up the whole planet. So no, so in here we've got a shocking video of Shavez, the apprentice, on the job. And don't remember what I said just earlier. He, at the age of 17, he started his own corporation. Woohoo! And then what else happened? That's right, he did work for Marble Studios, and we've got all this on video. We've got the receipts, and also government departments, and also developed the AI that everybody in the world uses. But he can't tell you what it is because he signed an NDA. And if you're not familiar with Sam Lee, he signed so many NDAs. Sam Lee also got charged with his connection to a $1.9 billion scam. Yes, billion with a B. And that was Hyperverse, Hyperfun, Hypertech Group. The same company in other videos that we've got, which I won't show you right now, where Shavez claims he's working for Hypertech Group. Hypertech Group's the umbrella company. Now, I have got one video of 20 people in a board meeting from Hypertech Group. This is when they had to leave Melbourne and move all the way to, I think they're in Singapore. We weren't quite sure on that, but we have got the video showing that the entity does exist. Absolutely incredible. So here, he's obviously lying, isn't he? Why does he want tanks? What happened to his friends at Hyper One? That's right. So, actually, that's a really good question, Susie. What happened to his friends at Hyper One? Well, his friends at Hyper One have actually started up other things. Now, I can't remember his name, but I call him Dr. Snuffleupagus, and he started up his own Ponzi scheme called something or other, but Susie will poke it in the chat. But we've got videos of all these people. We've been following them around. It's just ridiculous. So what else we got here? So we've gone, did I go past it? I did go past it. Oh yeah, so we showed you the video of him working for Hypertech Group, not himself as an entrepreneur. And then when we got, so he started using the new name, and he seems to be trying to build his personal brand. So we've had his Medium account and his another account shut down just in the last week. So his personal brand's suffering a wee bit. But I don't know why, and I haven't wrote to them yet, but I will be doing this first. But this is the E-Business Awards 2025. I went and looked at the video that you see here, and it's actually last year's. They haven't updated it. But in here, they were giving away all these awards, and you've got FinTech Company of the Year. Now, this is actually pretty amazing that the FinTech Company of the Year award he won If you go back to, this is a bit of a winded story. If I went and played this video, there's a video of Boris Johnson, yes, the Prime Minister, well, the old Prime Minister of, he won an award. So it's a pretty big deal that Shavez has won an award for the FinTech Company of the Year. Now, it's for Lquid Pay, the bank he started up. If you look at the domain names have only been going 7 years. Sorry, 7 months. You'd think 7 years, wouldn't you? And one of those domain names has been shut down. We got an email from the FMA here in New Zealand telling us that they had shut down the domain name liquid .finance/Lquid Pay. They had shut down that domain name. And here he is receiving a FinTech Company of the Year award for a company that hasn't even been established. Because remember, Bloomberg did a documentary, and it used to be called 9Pay, and they thought they would research what Shavez says. And Visa come out and said they had no association with Shavez or his alleged Visa company, even though it's got their logo on it. That's from Bloomberg. Anyway, so I couldn't find a video, but then I come down here and I find all these people in these photos, and there he is, the man of the moment. There is Shavez receiving his award, and we have video evidence as well. So I'm sort of, at the moment, going to put together my whistleblower pack, and I'm going to email it to these people just to say, why did you actually nominate him for a company called Lquid Pay that is only 7 months old? How do you judge a company and give them an award when they haven't even been going for 7 months, especially when they rebranded themselves for 9Pay? Doesn't make sense. Something fishy going on there. Don't know. Maybe this website's been hacked and all these people are on the payroll. Who knows? But interesting enough, we will do it. Now, the other interesting thing, which you won't be able to see very well, which we did find out when we watched the video, he wanted to thank his sister. He got up on the stage and he told everyone to make sure you eat your greens, eat your greens, your yellows, and look after yourself health-wise. Because he says 40 days ago, no, what did he say? I think it was 40 days ago, he had 40%, might have been 40, might have got this wrong, he had 40% chance of surviving. So on the stage, he admitted that his health was jeopardized by the way he was living his lifestyle, not by the grief of Danny DeHeck, the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. And because of that, he was hospitalized and he had 40% chance of surviving. And he wanted to thank his sister. His sister, we're thinking. Next thing, he goes down and he sits next to Lucky. Now, Lucky is part of a community which has advised people how to throw their money away in Hyperverse. I'm pretty sure, I have to really think about this, and don't quote me on it because I could be wrong. We're journalists. We get our information from third parties. There's a special name for it, which anyway, long story short, we found out that Lucky is Chavez's sister. Now, that might not mean much to you, but we've never seen anyone else other than Lucky and Shavez and the leadership team that hang around collecting money from running and promoting these scams. The software team, what do they call it? The developers, never heard of them, never seen them. They don't exist in my opinion. And I believe that Shavez is a programmer working like a demon. And when he got sick, the whole company was jeopardized on him. Anyway, just letting you know that. So the fact that he won the Best FinTech Company of the Year award, we have substantiated that is true. Whether that makes sense, we cannot validate those claims. But let's carry on.
While government agencies shuffle their feet and stick to outdated systems, we're 2 steps ahead. The scammers rebrand, and we're already there, slapping warnings and turning their tech into rubble. From WAS to protocol yield, from Lquid Pay to affiliate marketing 3.0, we're tracking them in real time and making their lies public knowledge.
Yeah. So I just want to have a moment here. Like I give the FMA quite a hard time. I know Rob Woolley, he's also flogging them when they make mistakes. They move at snail speed. And we kind of understand that's a government department. They have regulations they must abide by. But come on, guys. Let's not flog the messengers. But let's flog the government who needs to change the policy to make it more swift. I'm doing the work that governments can't do. I'm literally going out there naming and shaming. I'm receiving literally cease and desist letters just about every day. I had 4 in 2 weeks. But my point is, these companies can't, government companies can't move fast enough, which is really, really crazy. So we received an email from the FMA saying that they'd updated a warning about protocol yield. Now, in my opinion, protocol yield, I think, has already fallen over. It's had some major catastrophe. So it's kind of like reporting yesterday. It's like yesterday's newspaper. And I also sent the link to this video to the FMA and asked them to watch it while they have their morning tea this morning. And I also sent the cease and desist letter I received from Shavez, and hoping that this helps them with their investigation, to see what they're dealing with, to see whether they need to take these things seriously or whether it's just something to giggle at while they're having a cup of tea in the morning in the office. I do not know. But turn the air conditioning up, guys. I have decided that we're going to try to work a little bit closer with these government organizations. And there's lots of reasons for this. I'm on the verge of one of the biggest scam operations I've ever taken on in my life. As I said, I had 3 court appearances here on Monday to appear in a Pakistani courtroom with the judge. And I think I've got to show you this. I've had a wee play around with ChatGPT. This was one of the photos that we did. And there's another one. This is me with my arm around one of the judges in Pakistan. And the guy with his finger up the judge's nose in the background is Neem Bilwani. And he's probably the biggest scammer in Pakistan. But anyway, he didn't think we'd defend ourselves, and we did. So we're having a lot of fun, but we're also very seriously, what we're doing is we're not just having fun. People claim that I'm here for YouTube clicks. I mean, this is the lowest insult you can give a YouTuber. I have literally dedicated my life to this. I used to be a Jehovah's Witness, brought up a religious cult, got kicked out at the age of 23, spent 12 months of my life bawling every day of my life because I was devastated until I realized it was a scam. And now I see striking parallels between people who are promoting these Ponzi schemes and scams and also religion. And I hate seeing religion used to promote these scams. So that's kind of my why. So when I was a baptized Jehovah's Witness, I literally dedicated my life. I have dedicated my life now in a different manner, and that is to fight these scammers head on. I will fight to the death, and I'm not shitting you, ladies and gentlemen. I will do what it takes to defend myself, to fight for the people. I've currently just set up a new WhatsApp group, and I've got 5 or 6 people in there who have lost hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars. They're too embarrassed to tell me. I've got people who have lost all their money, who are too scared to tell their families. This is what I do. This is who I am. And I have a bit of fun along the way. But I will fight to the death because I want to make a difference. And I want to stop these individuals. I want to name and shame these individuals. I'm sick of seeing corruption take place. Now, I'm going to show you something really weird, okay? Now, we are familiar with a company. Now, let's see if I can go to the state of Wyoming. As I said, I want to work closer with government agencies, but government agencies are absolutely pathetic. Now, when Shavez first started and they come up with this great name called Affiliate Marketing 3.0 DAO LLC, oh, that coffee got delivered. I'm loved. Thank you very much. It's got a love heart on it. Oh, I think it's a love heart. Might look like a pear. Cheers, guys. Right. Now, this is how stupid it is. So to set up a company, an LLC in Wyoming, because that's the only place you're allowed to operate with this company structure. Oh, it's good. This company was set up. Now, they didn't have a unique identifier on their website, and we filed a complaint. And when I say we, I'm talking about the Avengers, and this company got struck off. You can go through here and you can read the administrative action that happened. In fact, I'm going to grab this because I just want to give you full receipts on, because let's just say our little lawyer friend that sent me the cease and desist letter, you have no idea the history of this company and also what we actually have. I wish I could actually just like simply, oh, there he goes. Oh, look at that. Right. So this is the administrative action that happened with this company. And basically, if you go through here and you read about it, they had 60 days to fix up their stuff up. And their stuff up was quite seriously terrible because they provided fraudulent information when they set up this company. They didn't have a unique identifier present, and we used that loophole to actually shut them down. But they had 60 days to fight back. So that was a victory. So the company, Affiliate Marketing, 3.0 DAOLL has been struck off for fraudulent information. A victory. We ran around, we pelted our chest, and we did everything it meant to. 3 months later, they reapplied to the state of Wyoming for another DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization. Boy, I'm getting good at this stuff. And it's been approved. Oh, and look, they've updated something just recently. Oh, we've got a tax document. Oh, that's going to be exciting. Let's have a look. Can we open that? We can't open that. See that, Susie? Look at that. What's that word? Is that delinquency notice? Hey, this could be in our favor.
Delinquency notice tax.
Hey, they haven't filed? Is that what we've seen? Hey, go have a look at that. Put that in there, Susie. Go have a look at that. Anyway, my point is, imagine this. I set up a company called Coca-Cola. And all of a sudden, we realize that Coca-Cola is putting cocaine back in their Coca-Cola again. And they get shut down. I go back to the company office and I say, I'd like to start another company called Coca-Cola. And the company office says, no worries, Danny. Start up another company called Coca-Cola. No problems. How would people who lost money in the first Coca-Cola company know the difference between the first Coca-Cola company and the second Coca-Cola company? That's how stupid a lot of these things are that we're fighting. Anyway, I just want to point that out. I did bring that up in many other videos. All right, so affiliate marketing 3.0, which, yes, is there. I don't even want to go down that track. Let's just carry on.
Bloomberg didn't fall for it. Let's not forget, when Bloomberg Business Week released a feature-length article, Dubai's alleged crypto scams are raking in billions, about Shavez Siddiqui as part of their 10-month investigation into crypto fraud, including a short-form documentary segment. Over 700,000 people watched Bloomberg's YouTube video expose, featuring Siddiqui's wild claims, including alleging he would sue Bloomberg and that journalist Alice Cantor should be fired for her reporting. It's as laughable as the rest of his scammy playbook.
I just, I don't know if you guys noticed that. Look at my picture. Why is my picture? It's not fun. I'm going to actually just fix something here because I want to have it looking nice. I need to delete that. Delete. There we go. I've got no picture now. I need to go back to this scene. And I need to grab that picture, copy, and then go back to this scene. Paste. Oh, and look at me. Look at me. I've disappeared. Nice. Do you like my car? Chavez has bought me that car. Right. And now I want to lock that. And I think I fixed my wee problem. Oh, ADHD sets in. Away we go. Now, this is funny. So, Susie says, yes, they are delinquent on their tax payment. She goes, I've already seen that, Amber. So you can't teach an I can't say old dog new tricks. Susie's onto it. The Avengers are onto it. We don't miss a beat, Shavez. So what have we got? So first of all, Mr. Lawyer, cease and desist guy. This is an article, 10 months worth of investigation. Of course, I did help them with all the information. And yes, you're currently trying to sue the reporter, and you've told Bloomberg, that one of the wealthiest people in the world, that they need to fire Alice for writing this article. And in this article, they ring up Visa and go, hey, do you know who Shavez is? And they go, no idea at all, which is quite funny. Anyway, so that's one article. And of course, I don't know if you know this, but we've actually, I don't even know if I've got, have I got that? Have I not got Liquid? Oh, yeah, there it is. So if you go to liquidpay.com, not liquidpay.finance, because you'll find the real website, in here, we've got a warning. And this is what Shavez has been trying to get offline. So if you go here and you click on that word there, you will see it goes off to the real website, dbank. And if anyone wants to buy the domain name dbank.finance, it is available, but I didn't feel like paying $143 for it yesterday when I was thinking, I'm not going to buy it. But if somebody else wanted to go buy that domain name before Shavez does, because when this domain name gets taken down, that will be the most likely domain name that he buys. But if I was starting a company, I think I would probably get liquidpay.com. And that's exactly what we've got. Now, he's going to go after me because I'm using his logo. Oh, well, the FMA says that you don't have a trademark on your logo. So if you want to stop me using your logo, Shavez, and your wee legal claims, you'll have to get your trademark up to date. And because I've used your logo before you've got your trademark in place, that means I can just carry on. And trademark ain't really a big thing here in New Zealand. And I'm not, as you can see in my disclaimer, I'm not actually claiming to be you. I'm actually claiming to expose you, which is completely different. So I'm a journalist because I'm hosted by Google Project Shield, which is a hosting service that meant to cost about $30,000 a year. But they give it to people like me who have content that needs to stay online. And that was because you took my website down and I had to find alternative measures. Boy, did I land on my feet. Anyway, come through here. You can see the Bloomberg video, and it's a dashing video.
Faces charges in the US. The damage to his reputation may impede his new businesses. But this story isn't just about Lee. If Dubai continues to harbor these questionable schemes, the damage these ventures pose is likely going to increase.
Shavez and War. This new guy that now is like the new Sam Lee.
We are creating another Bitcoin. Bitcoin 2.0 is coming. The price was $3.
This was before he had a stroke that I caused, just in case you're wondering why his face isn't like, oh, sorry, they shouldn't say that because that's strokes are terrible. And I, to be honest, guys, seriously, I'm actually really nice. But if I had the power to cause people who are running scams to have strokes, I'd probably use it. I'm just saying, putting it out there. Anyway.
At the time of launch.
But the real funny part about this whole interview is, oh, look at this. This is me. We'll carry on listening for a wee bit.
Now it is $67. If we do 5,000x, that is something which is good, which is like...
And the funny thing about this, if you haven't been following this whole lot and you just tuned in and watched me for the very first time, his BTCC blockchain is literally could be renamed to Monopoly. Now, if anyone wants to go buy me a present for Christmas, can you buy me monopoly.btcc as the domain name? I think it would be very fitting. But all the money he's talking about is held within his game of Monopoly, which means there's no bridge. There's no way of getting the money that people invest into it. In fact, these products that we're exposing today are actually going into the game of Monopoly, and you'll get a 40% discount if you're playing the same game of Monopoly to purchase them. But the other 60%, you need to invest more USDT. One point we stopped tracking, but we tracked the super wallet address where all the money was. And we was watching money being transferred from Hyperverse, yes, Hyperverse, to prop up like We Are All Satoshi's wallet. Dormant wallets that were sitting there doing nothing were used to top up other wallets to keep other scams going until they got traction. So a long point short is, I can't remember my point. That they're all linked together. I can't remember my point. You know, it may come
just like Bitcoin that we will do.
Oh, it's a game of Monopoly. So yes, so it's a game of Monopoly, and they keep releasing new programs. They keep delaying. So this morning's video that we won't listen to, but he was saying that we're going to release this. We were going to release this, but we need to wait for KYC details. Now, just don't give out your KYC details. Just don't do it. Don't give your passport. Don't give your driver's license away, because we've got video evidence of Shavez telling people how to get around KYC details. In fact, he registered himself in some country the other day so he could have there's a fake country that let anybody register as a human, and you can use that to set up your KYC details. Susie might put it in the chat room. I can't remember what it was, but we couldn't believe it. And then the other things that we want to highlight is there's so much corruption in here. It's just hard to follow if you haven't been following it.
With authorities often powerless to act across borders, it's fallen on people like Danny to sound the alarm on suspected scams. And people like Shavez Anwar are very aware of Danny's efforts to disrupt their operations.
One person that I wanted to bring up is Danny DeHex.
I mean, it's not good that you talk about something you don't know. I mean, he has zero knowledge of the tech. He has zero understanding of tech. If it is
zero understanding of tech, I can tell you that when your money gets paid into BTCC, we've got video evidence of Shavez saying that he will never, ever build a bridge for people to get their money out. Now, if you don't believe that, we'll keep that for our day in court if that ever eventuates. We've got statements from him stating that he cannot stop me. He cannot do it on copyright. He cannot do it on defamation. He's got as much chance of stopping me as I have of stopping him. And this is how stupid it is. So all these claims and all these stupid cease and desist letters, they aren't going to cut the mustard. I've already been in the New Zealand High Court and won on a defamation case from a rich American guy who was trying to sue me for $85 million for defamation. He filed a discontinuance. Scammers do not want to be in the legal system. In fact, whenever a scammer talks about legalities and legals and lawyers, it's a joke because the very last thing they want is any spotlight on their activities.
Affecting my reputation in the market.
His reputation? Oh my God. I literally do have the best defamation lawyers in New Zealand helping me out. And I do, and that's what we have for breakfast some days, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know why they had to film that. But anyway, that was a 10-month investigation by Bloomberg. They've done a really good job there. So, as I said, Bloomberg didn't fall for it. And here we go.
Bloomberg didn't fall for it. Let's not forget, when Bloomberg Business Week released a feature-length article, Dubai's alleged crypto scams are raking in billions, about Shavez Siddiqui as part of their 10-month investigation into crypto fraud, including a short-form documentary segment. Over 700,000 people watched Bloomberg's YouTube video expose, featuring Siddiqui's wild claims, including alleging he would sue Bloomberg and that journalist Alice Cantor should be fired for her reporting. It's as laughable as the rest of his scammy playbook.
Yeah, so can you imagine a reporter who works for Bloomberg getting told... I'll just send in a message to our secret our burrito. I'll just put that down there. If you're going to say, put it in that wee chat box there, Suze. Wyoming, and look at Capital 3. And look at Capital 3 day. Okay, we're going to go back and just have a look at something. So we're just going to... so Bloomberg didn't fall for it. 700,000 people have watched that video to date. And also we've got that whole article in there, and we'll just go through these claims. Now, a bit of a disclaimer on these two claims here. I did use ChatGPT to write them, and it does seem like the quotes may be insinuating they come from Bloomberg. I'm not 100% sure, but anyway, we're going to see this. So we're going to go back to this. What? Did we see that? Hold up, we're going to have a look at this. 1 minute, please, caller. Images. Whoa. What are we looking at here? What are we looking at? Susie's about 30 seconds behind us. 60 days. All right. If false information. Oh, is this a minute? Notice of administrative action. Hold it. Is this old? This is the new one. No. No, I'm not making sense here. What are you looking at? Pages 3. Oh, here we go. Hold up, 1 minute, please, call it. I think we're looking at the same thing, aren't we? 1 minute, please, call it. We're going to have a wee look. Oh, I think we are already got it open. So we're looking at the same document. Just make sure we're not. Oh, 1 minute, please, caller. I'm going to open this up. So news to hand. I think I've got a button for that. Here we go. 1 second. I'll put the music on. News to hand. Shut the music off now. Wow, that was exciting. Right, news to hand. So we're looking at this document. Decentralized Autonomous Organisation, Limited Liability Company, articles of blah, blah, blah. So, what? How come it's got capital 3 in there? Oh, yeah. What are we doing? What are we looking at here, Susie? That's old. Go to your WhatsApp. You have. Okay, yep, old. So this is new. Public identifier. What are we looking at here? What are this stuff here? What's this here? Where does this go through? I don't know what I'm looking at here. Susie might give us some highlight here, but I'll put it on the screen. I'm just having a look at something else here. Capital token. Token extension. Burn. Are they burning tokens? Okay, I'm looking at that. What? Who's that? What's that one? There's another. So just having a wee look here and catch up. 1 second, please. DOOAL.com. Capital 3 has a DAO registered in Wyoming. Oh. And what's this then? Filings. Oh, this is a company who does the filings for people who want to set up companies. So I'm pretty sure that's what I've seen this before. So if you want to set up a Mickey Mouse company, you can go to this company and they'll do all your legal paperwork for you. And who is this filing people? Oh, it's the news to hand. There's lots of stuff coming on here. But basically, we found out that this company is also, they're not using that same lady anymore, which is quite a hard case. So anyway, I don't know. I can't follow all this stuff. It's just too much for Danny to follow. But there's lots of stuff happening. And we've got, if I have zero understanding of the tech, I'm quite happy with that because I've got people behind me that have quite high understanding of the tech, let's just say. Anyway, let's carry on. Let's listen to the statement.
Shavez Ahmed Siddiqui, a former protege of Sam Lee, yes, the same Sam Lee behind the infamous Hyperverse scam, has rebranded his fraudulent ventures under new banners like Stable DAO and We Are All Satoshi Now. Shavez introduces Lquid Pay, claiming partnerships with Visa and global merchants. Visa and regulatory bodies like VARA have firmly denied any association with him.
Yep, so I haven't done the investigation, but that's true and factual as far as my opinion is that they've gone to Visa and, you know, like you look at this, we've got Visa's name all over their card and Visa said we have no association with them. How the hell does that happen? So we're going to actually, was talking to the Avengers the other day, and we're going to start going after Visa and ask them why they allow that to happen because they need to put a stop to that. And also, is it Vera have firmly denied any association with him. And in the videos, he's claiming that he helps and he's got a good relationship with Vera. It's just stupid. Business expose in
Bloomberg Business Week expose Shavez Ahmed, from his luxury apartment in Dubai, claims to be the crypto industry's savior, offering services like a crypto index named Dodo and a credit card formerly called 9Pay. Visa categorically denies working with him, and VARA, Dubai's regulatory body, says they've never heard of him, despite his claims of consulting with regulators. Anwar is nothing more than a crypto charlatan preying on unsuspecting investors.
Yeah, so there he is there. Caesar said in the statement, that's the actual clip from Bloomberg Business Week. Now, something else I'll point out to you, you got DAO, you've got Capital 3, you got 9Pay, Bitcoin Code, Lquid Pay, and Protocol Yield. So if I was to open Zigni, you'll find just about identical software. So we contacted Zigni and said, oh, Shavez is claiming that he's produced the same software that you white label. So they said, oh my God. And they sent us a whole lot of emails and then they cold turkeyed us. Next thing we find a chain event, link chain, Zig chain event, and Shavez is sponsoring it in Dubai. It was unreal. So something went down there. Anyway, Lquid Pay, there's another company called Lquid Group. Bitcoin Code, there's a company called Bitcoin Code already. There's also another company, when he went to Vietnam, they quickly changed the name from 9Pay, but there's another company called 9Pay in Vietnam already, who provides payment services. Capital 3, well, there's two other Capital 3s, and there's also a DAO. So this company here, we don't believe is associated with them whatsoever, but there's already a company called Capital 3 DAO. This company's nothing to do with them. So what I'm getting at here, ladies and gentlemen, is they pass off established companies. And we know that for a fact, because if you went to DAO, which is a company that provides internet services, they literally had their 0800 number of this company that's not associated with Shavez on their contact page. So they'd copied this page and left the 0800 number. And not only that, the email address. So when you went back to this company here and went to DAO, and this is meant to be in their morning's announcement that this bird here that's meant to be extinct, you click on the About Us section, and we've got videos to prove all this. So how can a company set up a company called dodo.app? It's spelled D0 rather than dodo.com, or whatever it is. And when you click on their About Us page, which doesn't work, we found the phone number and the email address of the other company. Where is it? Down here. So here. And they, after the next day, they updated this information, from this company who's got no association to their own. It's just they are grabbing these names. So if you haven't seen that before, that may be a jaw-dropping moment. How much, I often say to people, if you're in the desert and you're really thirsty and somebody walked up and handed you a glass of water and they said it's only got 1% of cyanide in it, how much would you drink? You might be thirsty, you might be tempted, but it's not the best idea. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. All right, so fake documents and that backfired. Now, this is actually quite comical, and if you want to follow this, go to the blog. I'll put it in the link in a minute while we listen to this, and listen to these fake documents. They're friggin' hilarious. And I haven't put them online before because I forgot to, because my website went offline. But now I've got my website hosted by, let's just say, Google. We don't need to worry about it.
The fake documents that backfired. Shavez came after me with 3 AI-generated fake documents, a bogus identity theft report, a laughable defamation report, and a brainstroke report that should win a comedy award. It got my hosting account at WP Engine terminated, and I had to scramble to move 18 sites in 30 days. But let me tell you something, the Avengers always land on their feet. Dehec.com is now protected by none other than Google Project Shield, the same tech that defends human rights groups, journalists, and even Google itself. This is serious protection, and it's proof that our work matters.
Yeah, so that was just amazing. I really landed on my feet with that one. Now, downloads and receipts. So Pixel's having a field day out there, isn't he? So what we've done, we've made it publicly available. So if you're the lawyer and you're going after me and you want to make sure you build a good case, all those documents that Shavez actually sent me are 100% transparent. So you can go through here and you can read these documents. Now, these documents that you're looking at are absolutely a joke. Now, there's one part in here which I keep... Oh, there it is. I found it. Hey, look at this. He forgot to update the important part where it says insert date. Now, ChatGPT provides documents like that. How do I know? Because I wrote one back this morning using ChatGPT to this lawyer, which I'll show you. And you meant to put the date in here, Shavez. This is how stupid it is. So here's the first document that we've done. He's calling me identity theft because this website here is meant to have stolen his identity, but it's not. Warning, this site exists to expose liquid finance. And then you come through here, we've got video evidence. We've got clips. We've got red flags. We've actually got over 20 red flag claims on this website. So he's claiming that I'm trying to be a bank. He's claiming that I'm going to come out with my own credit card. I've even put the pitch deck in here so you can read this pitch deck actually come out before the site was released. It just so happened I knew some people. So that's the first document. So identity theft, that's a load of rubbish. The next one is legal defamation and damage report. This is where I caused him to have a stroke. So download these documents and have a read. Pretty interesting stuff. And also, if you notice this, ladies and gentlemen, if you have been a fan of ChatGPT, and I do, and I am, because I'm dyslexic and I've found it's the best thing since sliced bread, always remove the emojis out of your documents because it just gives it away. This link, these documents are all written with ChatGPT. However, to his credit, he managed to send these to Buy Me a Cup of Coffee, which is my fundraising account. So if you do want to support me now, you need to go to my website and do so. And also, I want to click that button that brings up that thing. See? Click. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that when people do. So, and also, whenever you subscribe to my YouTube channel, I always like to ask Sadie if she'll come and clean your computer screen. So she'll do that now. Thank you very much. If you do want to support me, please go to dehec.com. There's a support button there. You can also join the YouTube channel. I do not get paid enough money to do this job full time. In fact, I haven't done any work for the last 2 weeks because I've been fighting all these other battles. I'm running out of money again. I need to do some work. I just had a brilliant conversation with one of the, I'm actually going to say that we had a leak in our organization. and it's one of our fallen Avengers. And this guy come into the Avengers claiming that he was fighting scams. And yesterday we found out that he's promoted. Well, not yesterday. We've given enough rope to hang himself, and he's now promoting this thing called
Quantum Fee Global.
Quantum Fee Fable. And once again, they were releasing another credit card, and he says it's an affiliate system, not multi-level marketing, and it's all legitimate, but he can't tell us who the bank owners are and all this stuff. Anyway, all the correspondence that we've had with him is fully transparent. I just put this blog up here yesterday, and it's a really good read about the mentality that goes on in these people's heads that have to promote things where they get a commission for selling it. Anyway, he had a go at me saying that Shopify, which is my platform I build shops on, he said that I'm doing the same as him. Well, I defended myself quite well. Anyway, long story short, it's ridiculous. But looking at these I don't know what I went down that road for. I just wanted to show that document, suppose. Looking at these documents, I don't even know why I started that conversation. Maybe I'm tired as well. But anyway, I can't remember. I'll come back to me probably in a minute. But anyway, if you want to download these documents, have a look at them. They are comical, to say the least. And I'm just going to read this so you can
download the receipts. Identity Theft Impersonation Report. A bizarre claim that I'm impersonating him by owning the domain lquidpay.com. Download the PDF here. Legal Defamation Damage Report. A fabricated legal style document claiming I've caused reputational and financial damage. Download the PDF here. Medical Impact and Stroke Report. Allegedly, I caused him to have a stroke. Yes, really, download the PDF here.
Now, I've got to actually show you something, because Bob just put something in the chat room. This is Shavez when he was in Bloomberg. This is Shavez on a video. We added a bit more smoke than there was, I will admit. But Shavez, there are reports out there that will tell you that smoking is a major contributor to having a stroke. And we have got videos of you puffing away having smokes. And they're actually quite funny in a way, because the fact is, I've got to do this, guys. I can't just leave this alone. So if we went to search for Shavez, maybe smoke, maybe that would do. Where is the smoke? I just couldn't believe it when we saw it. But he's like, excuse me, guys, I'm just going to have a smoke, so we're off air. That is a major contributor to strokes. So if you want to point the finger at me and say that I'm the contributor of smoke, the first thing I'm going to say in the courtroom is, do you smoke, Shavez? He's like a chain smoker. Is that a Bloomberg? And some of the claims that we've had are horrific. One of the claims was that when they had the floods in Dubai, he waded into the server room with water up to here, and he saved the server. So he had one server, and he carried it out like a hero. Now, I don't know about you, but I would not have anything to do with server and water. And he came out with this claim. It was just absolutely ridiculous. And as you can see, I'm trying to find you'd have to actually have a look. But we've got videos of him smoking. Actually, I'll tell you what, easy peasy. Let's go to the shorts. And if we go down here, we'll probably find a video of him smoking woking, because it was so funny. Is that him? Smokers? He even called me gay once. That's a different story. So the Roy Kanata. Don't know who that is. If that's one of my Avengers, who's that? Is that him? I can't see it. That's some crazy. If you go through my shorts, they are quite funny. Maybe I find them funny. Oh, here he is. Is this him? Yeah, this might be it.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Shavez, for sharing these details with us. I'm pretty sure many of the leaders know the card. On that particular card, you need to sell your crypto yourself. Excellent. Last question. I know you mentioned that on the best card, the transaction limit is going to be $100,000.
Yes, I have potency and I have uh, caliber to start more products as well.
I wish to, because I follow you since last May. Okay, so May 2nd, whatever, the 1st of May, and so because.
All right, so there's witnessing proof that Shavez is smoking. It's not generative AI. That's how it works. So what I'm getting at here, guys, is we've got medical impact stroke report. I don't know in the stroke report if you've put that Shavez is a smoker. And if not, you might want to tell your medical insurance. Just saying. Anyway, let's carry on reading.
We're winning the takedown war. They might think deplatforming me is a win. But let's take a look at how the scoreboard actually looks. We've had Chavez's Medium account terminated, gone. And here's what Medium told us directly.
All right, we're just going to bring that into Squirrel. Who's that in the chat room there? Is that somebody, a friend or foe? You're on stage now. I'll just put you over here. You're more than welcome to have a speak. I think that might be somebody called Bob, just saying, not sure. Put Bob over here. Anyway, so yeah, so we're winning the takedown war, and this is where this blog gets really interesting for those who've been following this.
Thank you for bringing this to our attention. We have determined the content, violator rules, https://policy.medium.com medium rules 35502 C4 EB4. We have now suspended the content, from public view, medium trust and safety.
Right, so Shavez was busy rambling, pouting his chest like a canary, telling everyone that he's wonderful because he's won this entrepreneurial award, the best fintech company, and he did it on Medium. So he shut down I don't know if it was him, somebody shut down my Medium account claiming defamation, and they just shut them down like that. Easy job, we thought. No worries, Medium, we can shut him down. So yeah, this is you, Bob. I knew it was you. Next one is Globe Newswire. Now, this one was a friggin' hoot. So we'll just read the first part of it.
We had Globe Newswire pull his self-promotional trash press release. Another win. Here's what they told us after we made it clear we'd escalate.
Yeah, so we wrote to them and they go, oh, we aren't responsible for what he says and we're not going to do anything. So then I looked at it again and I thought, hold on a minute. If you don't do anything about this guy promoting himself on your platform, we're going to escalate this with a FBI and a Homeland security investigation, because I'm an investigative journalist. So after that, the next day, we got an email saying we removed the content, and we also got this reply first.
As escalation to the FBI, Homeland Security, and international regulatory agencies has been suggested in your email, I am escalating this to our legal team, and am not able to comment further. Alyssa, Globe Newswire.
Yeah, so this person had been corresponding with me for a couple of days, and I've been yelling at them. And only after I mentioned that the FBI and Homeland Security are going to be the next step, they decided to handle it, pass it on to their legal department. Now, what the hell? Think about this. When you're reporting these bastards, make sure you tell them to escalate this to their legal department, because you could be speaking to somebody in a third world country who doesn't really give a shit, who's going there to have their morning tea, who's not really worried about doing justice. Anyway, so once it got escalated to their legal department, which I thought I was talking to, this happened.
A day later, press release removed. Game set. Match.
Boom, punch. No gloves needed on that one, Shavez. So that was one of the biggest exciting things, because we must admit that Globe Newswire is quite big. Then I got my brain thinking, and a few of the other Avengers, no doubt our laughing friend in the thing here, thought we can do better. So this is the purpose of this blog. This blog isn't just here to say, look, we got his Globe Newswire account shut down. Oh, we got his Medium shut down. Oh, we've got all his domains shut down. This is actually saying, well, here's a toolkit for you. Grab my toolkit, cut and paste it, drop it into ChatGPT. Go to anything, go search for Shavez Ahmed Siddiqui, whatever his stupid name is. Find anything where he's published anything and complain that that content should not be online. Don't put it in your own words. Let the receipts speak for themselves. I'm going to show you in the next part government warnings that you need to know about. This is the first paragraph.
Here are the official government warnings issued against Shavez Ahmed Siddiqui's associated scams.
We aren't the government. But when a government department hires a team of investigators, spends months researching this shit, and then comes out with a 3-line warning, You meant to sit down, shut up, and listen up. But these are hard to get, and we've got them. So these are more receipts. How could Shavez stand in front of a judge claiming defamation when I come up with the next few things? So I think we need to do these one at a time just so they can sink in and you can absorb this.
New Zealand FMA warning Boomerang trade Boomerang, offering financial services without registration.
Now, Boomerang was selling a $500 Boomerang license where if you bought this license, you were told by the leaders that you could generate $1,500 worth of revenue per day. Their advice was to buy one $500 license, make $1,500, go buy 3 licenses, make $4,500, and then buy 9 licenses, and by the end of the year, you were going to be a non-millionaire, very rich. There's not enough money in the world for that to even mathematically happen. When they launched, they claimed they crashed the Polygon network. The Polygon network, they claimed, couldn't handle 300 transactions a minute. The Polygon network can handle 64,000 transactions a second. Polygon rang up Shavez on launch day and go, hey mate, the code of ethics here. Better make sure you don't carry on doing this behavior because you're crashing the Polygon network. So Shavez said, what we're going to do, we're going to limit everybody to trading 1 trade a day. So then he strung people on for about 3 or 4 months, telling people that they can only do 1 trade a day. So, that's not bad. How much do you think the average person made on a trade? 30 cents a day. And then they said to people, we're going to lighten it up to 2 trades a day, but you have to do them 12 hours apart. So Yvonne Henry was the only person, because the leaders were allowed to do 100 trades a day, and she worked like a beaver. We could see it on her blockchain or on her wallet address that we were monitoring, that she was making about $30 a day. She would get up in the morning and she would do 100 trades and she would collect all the money she could. And then we watched the super wallet addresses being topped up by other wallet addresses, because the whole lot was a Ponzi scheme. They were using the money that was coming in to top up the wallets, to pay the minute, the small amount, the tiny amount into people's wallet address, thinking they were doing arbitrage trading. They showed us on the blockchain, they were trying to prove it. You could watch all the transactions and it would go from, it was just going back and forth. It was literally just doing swaps of crypto, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, that Mark guy.
Oh, and Mark guy was able to, rather than, arbitrage trading is when you go to an exchange and you trade on the highs and the lows and you make money. He managed to do like 10 trades, and every time he would do like $33.74, and he would pick this, he would trade from this, exchange to this exchange. The market
one
rate.
pair to the other. Yep. Pairs.
Yeah, that's right. He'd find the same pairs, and he'd get exactly the same results every single time. Because Willie, right-clicked on the website. We went through all the code. We found the line where the website was generating all the results. The whole lot was a sham. So that was the first one. Now, we watched at one stage $250,000 a day of people buying these fake licenses. They set themselves up in Dubai, had a stand, and everyone was buying these licenses, hoping they're going to make $1,500 per license per day. This is how ridiculous it is. And they had Aave loans, which were real. But then it just gets complicated. Anyway, so that was the first warning that we managed to get. The second warning.
New Zealand FMA warning, we're all Satoshi Was, offering financial services without registration.
Yeah, so We Are All Satoshi is actually Sam Lee's baby. He started it. And as I said earlier on, Sam Lee got kicked out. Shavez come along as the apprentice and took over. Now he's king. These are warnings.
And he owns the domain.
Well,
he owns
no one owns it now. It's been...
The guy on stage knows for a fact he owns the domain because he bragged about it. And I had him on camera logging into the account.
Oh. What domain?
Was weareallsatoshi.org.ai.
Yeah, we're going to have a look at those.
Because he bragged about it.
You won't believe this. And we've, like the regulated, I don't know what you call these, the authorities, the government organisations behind it, unfortunately have to fill out so many forms before they can shut down a domain name, and they fire them back up within 48 hours. It's heartbreaking. This one here's the latest one, though.
New Zealand FMA warning, Lquid Finance TA Lquid Pay, suspected scam, false compliance claims, and registered provider.
Now, I think I've got this one right. Oh, I don't think I have. I think I've got it linked to the wrong place. Hold on, Australian. Oh, no, I have. So with the Lquid Pay, so we had an argument with the FMA, I won't lie, that they wouldn't update the new domain name. So this is what it's like us dealing. So Lquid Finance, they claimed to me in an email that they were the ones responsible for shutting down liquid.finance. 2 days later, they had liquidpay.finance, a new domain name. I've been asking them to update that domain name because, now this will sound absolutely stupid, but because on Lquid Pay Finance, they exclude New Zealand from being able to invest in this company. They believe that the word of the scammer isn't offering services here in New Zealand, that they will not update the domain name. Even though the website's the same, it's ridiculous. So because Shavez decided to add a line on his website, because the scammer's always true and factual, saying that the services he's offering are not available to New Zealand, the FMA would not update the domain name, even though they claim they shut down the first domain name. Don't ask me how that works. We emailed back and forth, we yelled, we jumped up and down, and nothing changed. So it was like a pissing competition between the FMA and the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. Anyway, yesterday I got an email telling me that protocol yield has been added to the warning of Lquid Pay. What about all the other domain names? And look, weareallsatoshi.org. That's gone ages ago. That went about 1.5 years ago. And then what did they do? They come out with weareallsatoshi.ai 2 days later. And then they come out with was.network. And they've been using that for maybe 8 months, a year. And now that's got shut down. It's so hard. So these warnings are great because we can use them in the courtroom. And we don't need to worry about defamation claims because the receipts are right in front of you, you dumb. I've changed my ways. I don't swear so much. Right. Money Smart is the Australian regulator. They're even worse. Now, we have written to ASIC. Yes, Sarah Court is the lady in charge of ASIC in Australia. She's been slapped on the wrist quite a few times for not putting out a public warning about Hyperverse or Sam Lee. Or they have never even charged Sam Lee. Sam Lee's an Australian citizen. It took America to charge Sam Lee. And then when America charged Sam Lee for his connection to a $1.9 billion scam, then that must have prodded Dubai in the ribs. So they detained Sam Lee. I got a phone call literally from the IRS telling me that Sam Lee had been detained. They don't know why. They can't tell me anything because they don't know anything. But they just rung me up literally to tell me that Sam Lee had been detained in Dubai. I thought he'd been detained for 7 days. It was only when he was in the Bloomberg documentary he admitted he'd been detained for 60 days. The amount of crypto people would have saved over that 60 days. Anyway, he's now a washed up scammer. And if you go to his YouTube channel, subscribe to Sam Lee's channel, he'd be most grateful. I think from memory, we have to have a look. He's got about 30 subscribers. It's absolutely comical.
Shavez, I just want to quickly just request everyone.
This one.
Some of these shorts are so good. Not Prime Minister, UK Prime Minister meeting, not the Prime Minister. Did I say something wrong? I was not surprised. They didn't even say we are all Satoshi during the UK Prime. Oh, didn't they? Oh, so they're trying to get away from that name altogether. So this is Sam Lee. Now this is Sam Lee. This is his own YouTube channel. 48 subscribers, 33 videos, and he was doing a video every day. Telling everyone. Now, he was getting amazing traffic. Some of them were 48 views, 69, 545, 120 views. One of them did actually get quite a few views, probably the first ones. But you can go there and watch Sam Lee trying to make a comeback, telling everyone he's a crypto king. It's ridiculous. So remember, he was the one that started We Are All Satoshi. So Money Smart Australia didn't really do anything. It was just ridiculous. Bob's fallen off the stage. He might come back. Then we've got the big one, the state of California. I mean, the state of California, we have literally heard them. We've got to go back to that. We've actually literally heard them scammers say that we're not allowed to promote our scam in California anymore, but we can promote it in the other 49 states of America. But in here, this is the bone of detention that we've often had, that when we show people the cease and desist order, they often say it doesn't apply because Sam Lee's left. But if you look at the social media links that they have in the cease and desist letter, for example, they have the Facebook page, which is still being used, the Twitter accounts, the YouTube channels, all the content that's on these is still relevant. So that's a load of bullshit. But anyway, as I said, we've got the receipts, and I've gone off the page here. So there's all the government warnings. That's all we need. So let's carry on.
These are not vague concerns or conspiracy theories. These are black and white facts backed by regulators.
Yep, we don't produce them. We help them with information if needed. But to be honest, we send all the information. So this morning, I sent my latest cease and desist letter off to the FMA for a laugh, so they can watch it over, have a read over their morning tea. But they don't interact with us. None of these government departments, well, some of them do a little bit, but we provide them information. They have access to our database. We have 6 different companies. Sorry, this is Chavez's database. Every time we put someone in the database, this is shared by 6 different countries, 6 different government agencies, and reporters as well. If I go into America, you will see I've just recently added this guy. And this is what we call the Fallen Avenger. And we will now link him to opportunities that he's promoting. So he's been promoting Quantify Global. And if you go into here and go to marketers, we will now build a database of everyone that's promoting that Ponzi scheme and scam. We'll go back to the homepage. We'll click on Ponzi schemes and scams. These are, I think we've got, losing memory now, 150 plus Ponzi schemes and scams that we've been tracing. Trades Technologies, just for a laugh, $11 million lost in 8 months. Videos of people in them. So if people want to build a database, they can. And we've got a lot of new opportunities like GetFit Mining. What a scream. Their token's now worth $4. They started at 100, telling everyone they're going to conquer the world. Love Beyond Me, multi-level marketing, whatever's. But we've got all these different places. This is our war room stuff. Right, so domains already suspended. Now, if you haven't been following the history, we successfully help remove or disable the following domain names. And as I said, we report these to the governments. They look at them, they sit there and look at them for a couple of months, and then they do something about it if they can, or believe that we are telling the true or factual information. But they don't come back to me and say, hey, Danny, we're currently investigating boomerang.trade, and we need some video evidence of Chavez telling people they're going to make $1,500 a day, and was just wondering if you have anything on your... That does not happen. In fact, we read the newspapers like the rest of people, but some of the government departments are actually emailing us updates. The Texas State Security Board, 10 points to them. They are often emailing us updates of things that are happening, and we provide them information. And obviously, that's one of the ones that have access to our database. All right. So, Bloomberg.trade, $250,000 a day we witnessed. They started up another website. That got shut down. We Are All Satoshi Org. That got shut down. We Are All Satoshi AI. That got shut down. 9Pay. 9Pay is actually a really, really good one. I think we have 9Pay still. Yep, there it is. So this is 9Pay. Now, the only reason we can see this, there's one version of it still available on archive.org. And this was the one that was fully exposed by Bloomberg. And 2 weeks after this was exposed by Bloomberg, Chavez rebranded it to 9Pay. And this website was taken offline. So, this is the same. So if you want the version of this, you just need to go to liquidpay.com, not finance, you'll get scammed. And you can come here and you can find these links here. So that's what we're doing there. So that was quite proud of that. So that was suspended. Liquid Finance suspended. Was Network, the third attempt. We Are All Satoshi. We Are All Satoshi AI, and the third attempt is now been also suspended. But we still have work to do, ladies and gentlemen, and we need your help, and we can do it together. We can hold hands and sing Kumbaya, or we can actually put on your fighting trousers and take off your gloves and fight in the trenches with the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger and the Avengers. Right. So this is a laugh. So the first one, these domains are still online and actively used by Shavez, ever evolving rebranding and recruitment. Now, I will actually say something's really crazy here. If you go into this website, Affiliate Marketing 3.0, I showed you that the state of Wyoming has filed this ages ago. So what he's claiming now, that this company has no association with anything else he's been doing. So if you come down to the bottom here and you click on legal disclaimer, you can see that in here, he's trying to say that this is a document that people can use in the courtroom. And it basically says they have no association. Oh, right. So this is how crazy this is. Listen to this.
Affiliate Marketing 3.0 DAO LLC is not affiliated, associated, partnered, endorsed, or in any kind of collaboration, or was previously partnered, endorsed, or collaborated with Warial Satoshi was warilsatoshi.org or any of its known representatives or partners, or promoters. Any representation or claim suggesting otherwise is entirely false, misleading, and subject to immediate legal action in a court of law.
Now, this is pathetic because, as I said, the FMA, they told us because Shavez had put a disclaimer in his terms and conditions saying that his services weren't available in New Zealand, they didn't want to update the domain name. So here, he's telling us that he's not affiliated or associated in any which form to We Are All Satoshi or was. In the video this morning that we had of him, which we have to actually play, unfortunately, because I want to document it. So if I go to the video, he claims that they've rebranded. So if he's rebranded, then what is he rebranded from? How does that work? So I'm going to go get that statement. Here it is here.
To us and where the future lies. Shavez, the floor is yours.
Have a listen to this.
Thank you so much, Chantel. Welcome to UK Prime Time.
And this is
everybody's doing good.
Hours ago.
I'm also good. And first of all, let's start with a huge congratulations to the whole community on rebranding.
So he just said rebranding. How can you rebrand from a company that's not associated to We Are All Satoshi? So some regulator is going to come along and go, oh, I read his terms and conditions. He says he's not associated to We Are All Satoshi. What did he just rebrand from? It's not rocket science. It's the heck science. I've got zero technology experience, as Shavez would say. I can tell you now, you don't rebrand from nothing. So they're hiding. And this is just another rinse and repeat, another rebrand, not a brand new company that's not affiliated.
On starting a new chapter, a new phase where we have everything brand new. Affiliate Marketing 3.0 DAO LLC has rebranded and is all new from yesterday.
Now, I've watched Shavez for quite a few years. He definitely does not look like the same Shavez. I do believe he's had a stroke of some sort.
And we have done, we have taken necessary steps to protect us, to protect this whole industry. And
so he's taken steps to protect the whole industry. So let's fast forward to the part that was really cool. And this is the part which I absolutely loved reading. So he claims that everyone owns this company. Now, DAOs are a decentralized autonomous organization, which is owned by the people, and there's no actual company director, there's no marketing directors, there's no CFOs, FOs, all that sort of stuff, and it's owned by the people. So listen to the next statement, because this is breathtaking, and this is directed at me. And last night I received a cease and a legal notice of defamation case in India. I'm not even in India. He's living in Dubai. This is crazy. Anyway, let's have a listen.
Disclaimer. This disclaimer protects you. How does it protect you? This protects you in a very strong way. I'll read this to everyone and give you guys the sense of power that now you hold. Okay.
So just the sense of power that you hold. because he's got a disclaimer on his website. Now, listen to this. This is his words, not mine.
So, reporting misuse. So, if you believe any individual or platform is falsely representing Affiliate Marketing 3.0 DAO LLC, misleading others about our DAO, using our name fraudulently, please report it immediately to contact@afm.network. Next, unauthorized use and misrepresentation clause. Any
I'm just
link,
going to duck off to
sharing,
the
or
loo while you listen to
propagation
this.
of marketing material of Affiliate Marketing 3.0 DAO LLC and myself, including associated products, Zoom calls, promotional messages, even a small graphic from our company, articles, or any related content will be treated as unauthorized use. We reserve full rights to initiate civil and or criminal action against someone who does that. This applies to all IBOs, independent business owners recognized by Affiliate Marketing 3.0 DAO LLC and myself, Shavez Ahmed Siddiqui. So, how do you become an IBO? Where do you get your IBO certificate? So once we have the new dashboard live, uh, the revamped version of Affiliate Marketing 3.0 dashboard, where C5 and D5 will be different, you can download your IBO certificate. It will be issued in your name, in your first and last name that you enter in dashboard. So make sure you enter your correct name properly before we bring the update. So from today onwards, make sure if any of one of you have written anything randomly, please change your names into your legal names so that your IBO certificate comes correctly. And a new update will come on the dashboard and you will get an option to download your IBO certificate. So anyone on this planet posts anything about you on internet or about our company, you just copy this legal disclaimer and report it with a cease and desist order that you are an IBO and you are authorized to promote this, and you with law, with right, hold the clearance of the company, of the DAO, that this content should not be propagated, and the person who is posting something against you or someone who is trying to mislead in your name will be prosecuted immediately. And you can even go to the court, and we will help you go to the court. My legal team is going to help you to go to the court. You just have to report it to our info email that this such and such thing has been done. Our legal team will start taking action. By the way, we have a very strong legal team now. We have transformed Lquid Pay into Lquid Pay Dio Bank. So now we are running with a full legal suit, and this legal department is very strong, very compliant, and works globally and is going to protect every single member of this community against anything.
Now, that is an extraordinary claim, and that would have required extraordinary evidence for that's the case. Now, it looks like Bob's back again. So that is, it is absolutely...
Wait. I have a question, Dan.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
if Danny the Hack has an account and logs in and downloads his certificate, then he has no standing because you're an IMBO.
MBO. Well, why would you, first of all, put your full legal name on this company anyway when he's telling people to avoid KYC he's teaching people how to avoid KYC details. We've got video evidence of him doing that. Now he's telling everyone to use their legal name so they can come after us. I mean, there's so much, and his strong legal team. Just to put this in perspective, I'm just going to flip over to another screen here. This is one of the first disclaimers, defamation cases. My client, Shavez Ahmed Siddiqui, aged about 28 years of age. Are you shitting me? Is this your...
I'm going to have so much
I know
fun.
Chavez's age. We've got his, where is Chavez? I'm going to look it up because this is so funny.
Well, they actually wish him happy birthday on one of his webinars.
Yes. Let's see. I'll tell you Chavez's actual birthday. he's what I've got him down as 28. Have I actually got? I haven't got his day. I think it's 17th of February or something like that. But something happened to him on his birthday once, and yeah. I mean, this is, and we're going to have a look at this disclaimer, but we do know that he's we was young, so that is the dumbest letter ever that we've actually seen, which is just crazy.
Okay, and then let's go to number 2, which is accessible in Lucknow. What the hell is that supposed to mean? That is social media is only accessible in Lucknow? And
think
3.
Well, they're telling us
Lucknow Lucknow. If anybody has done any research on Lucknow, there's cases out there where they are providing fake like certificates.
Well, it's so stupid because I have been charged. I have been summoned to the New Zealand High Court, and I've got documents here from Pakistan lawyers telling me I must appear in a Pakistani court. I asked ChatGPT, do I have to appear? And they said they have no jurisdiction. No, I've been to India a couple of times. I don't have to be, a New Zealander can't be sued for defamation. And defamation law in New Zealand is so different than other places in the world. I've got the receipts. I'm not the government department issuing these warnings, but I'm using these warnings to show you guys that this guy is a scammer. And now he wants to go legal. No scammer wants to go legal because they don't want to be in a courtroom. That's their worst fear. But to say they're going to use legal jargon and letters and even these letters that you see on their website, these are all written with ChatGPT. I can tell because I'm very good with patterns. These legal disclaimers mean shit. And
in case anybody can't see the top of the screen, it says info. Typically, if a lawyer is writing you a letter, it should be their name of the lawyer, and then at the name of their law firm. So if it was Danny at legallaw.com, it would come from Danny at Legal Law, not info. Info is like, hey, I'm thinking of hiring you as a law firm. What do you charge? That's what you send the info.
Well, look at the signature of this lawyer. Well, this alleged lawyer, we don't even know. We found his photo and all this sort of shit. But look at the signature. Since when does somebody in a law firm not have a disclaimer stating that any information that they've sent you, if it's reproduced and copied or shared, you'll be liable? And we've got this
right now
look at this.
Right now we're allowed to share it. We're allowed to share it because there's no name, there's no thing that says we can't share it. You know. And look at the company name. What company name has cash? Company name is Cash?
Cash. I'm just looking at we've gone to the
go down, look at company name. Company name is Cash.
What do you mean cashed?
Cash. Go down, go on the document.
Yes, I did see that. That was funny. So company name is Cash. Is that like C-Ash? Is that when you write checks out, can you write them out to C-Ash, which is for cash? So if you haven't kept up with that one, that's another point. We're going to go through that in a minute because I want to make sure we document this one. But this is the theoretical, this is the legal
I mean,
firm.
You're supposed to put, if you put form of payment, you could write cash in there, like, hey, he was paid in cash, if you want to, for your document.
What we really want to do is,
it's a joke. I'm going to have so much fun with this document. And then,
I want to know when this,
I'd like, show me a sworn statement, from these two doctors who could contribute to one event, the one event that I did could point to mine, not the smoking and the drinking he's been doing on every single webinar that I've been watching him. He's always coughing, which proves he's been smoking for a long time because he has the cough or smoke.
So how long do you think this lawyer firm's their domain name's been established for?
With that kind of letter? Less than a year, 2 years maybe.
Exactly right. So this lawyer has had their domain created on the 10th month of the 17th, 2024. And I didn't do...
Wait, it's parked.
Well, it says parked, but it's like, I mean, this is how stupid it is. So we've just done a look up on the domain name.
Okay, wait. I got a question, though. If you're a law firm, right, why would you ever park your domain?
Yeah. So what we can do now is we go to archive.org, right? And we just chuck in the lawyer's email. I mean, this is, and his legal team is meant to be the most amazing. So bring it on, brother. Oh, look at this. This is their history. So,
it was on Hosting Gator, huh?
You know, I mean, it just gets ridiculous. Hey, we'll finish it. I'll finish this up.
The 495 hosting? 495 hosting?
So we'll just finish this up, and then we'll go through the legal letter because it's absolutely hilarious. And I don't even know if it is from Shavez or it's just some sort of idiot. Well, at the moment it's from idiot, but it's not. It doesn't seem to be from Chavez.
No,
anyway,
because
we've got this is what
like you said. Any legal letter usually says, "Don't share this." You know, blah 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 blah. It's always like 5 lines or 6 lines at the bottom.
Mate, any proper legal letter turns up in the mail. These letters that I've got in my hand here are literally turned up in the mail,
right?
Delivered by.
Right, you could send it. Yeah, you can send it by email, but you'll also have to send it via mail, and it usually requires signature.
Yep.
Or
and for my sake, I don't have an address, so they dropped them off at my accountant, and they had to digitally sign for them. So we have literally.
Right. Somebody always has to sign for it, though.
Yes. Yeah. And they can't be dropped. And they were trying to find us. It was funny because I had them on camera when they went into a building, and they had the right. Oh, it's just so funny. I mean, the whole lot's comical. That's just for those ones, not these ones. But what we're trying to do now is we are literally in the boxing ring fighting these guys head on. We're doing things that the government can't do, and we've still got a battle going on. So the AMF.network replacement for We Are All Satoshi, WAAS.network has now been replaced with AFM.network. Even though they say this is a rebrand, this was actually not a rebrand. This was literally, they have had their website suspended. So you don't rebrand stuff when you've had your website suspended. You rebuild your website and think we'll try to hide a little bit longer. Dayo, D0D0.app. That he's promising today in the video that we just watched that he was going to do something amazing with that. Capital 3, we've just found out from Susie that they're now registered as a Dayo, but there's already a Capital 3 Dayo company out there, which is ridiculous. Also, Bitcoin.technology is where they have their worthless token in their game of Monopoly going on. Then you've got Pi, which is protocol yield, which is the biggest joke ever. And people have been told that they can't get their money out of Bitcoin technology, but they can purchase and stake their money into protocol yield. So all of a sudden, the token value of their worthless Game of Monopoly token went from $160 and basically dropped to worth 120. Now it's 114. So it's still going down. And people are going, how come it's dropping? And it's because people are taking they can't do anything with their money except buy these Pi tokens. And then we've got videos of them, videos of them talking to other people about, can I do pancake swaps sort of things where I buy them and sell them to people who want to get involved in this. So people are trying to get the cash out of this platform. So they gave them a way where they could actually exchange and buy these protocol yield like memberships, let's say, and then they could literally find somebody who was dumb enough who wanted to part with their USDT and buy them. And it's just all, money laundering, ringing bell. It's just everything about this is friggin' dangerous. But in the meantime, the one other one I really do want to have a go at stopping is his personal brand, because now he's as proud as chips. The fact that he's got this award and all these brands that you see up here, watch them fall over, one at a time. Like there's the We Are All Satoshi logo in his branding. in his video on his own website. So that honeycomb thing is meant to be, we are all Satoshi. And as you can come through here, you can see that he's basically really proud of himself at the moment. So let's give the guy enough rope to hang himself, as they say. Social media. Now, we'll just focus on this a little bit. Now, he's blocked me on LinkedIn, so I can't report him, but I did report him twice yesterday. I have an open case because my LinkedIn's often targeted, so I have somebody high up. I actually have the top people at LinkedIn who listen to my emails. I've reported them via their personal email, and also I reported them via the online service that you've got. Let's say, so his X account has been shut down 3 times. So I'm also in the process of shutting down his X account. Now, we know this because if you go to Lquid Pay, it's been
And we also shut down. Ghostwriter has been shut down.
Ghostwriter, is that another one?
No,
so friggin' brilliant.
Dibdry, Mr. Dibdry. How's your account doing, buddy?
So now we've got, now we'll carry on, we'll just finish this
Shavez
up.
Ahmed Siddiqui didn't just randomly start Affiliate Marketing 3.0 DAO LLC, he was deeply embedded in WAS. We Are All Satoshi and personally promoted Sam Lee's projects, including HyperOne, Stable DAO, and Stable Opinion. In multiple Zoom meetings, he introduced himself as Shavez and while working for Hypertech Group. We have the video evidence.
Yeah, and we showed you that video earlier on. So HyperOne was started up 8 months after Sam Lee left Australia with $58 million from his exchange. Stable DAO was promoted by May Samavu, and Stable Opinion as well. And then Stable DAO became the KYC provider, and that's where Sam Lee stood on a stage and told a whole stage full of people that he has 500,000 people's details that he's willing to sell the database. And that's what these guys do. So anytime you provide KYC details, like to people like Sam Lee through like Stable DAO, he's going to sell your data. He's going to sell your passport. He's going to sell your driver's license. There's your social security, your home address, all these things that you think you're giving over to an organization. KYC providers having a field day at the moment because your data has been sold. Okay, so as we know, Sam Lee was detained
When
for 60
Sam Lee was
days.
detained in Dubai for 60 days, the leadership circle turned on him. Chavez then claimed control of the entire WAS ecosystem, including the mysterious Vault Horizon, where investor funds were supposedly held. Since then, the money has vanished and has never been seen again.
Yeah, so the timelines of what I explained here isn't quite right. And because I use ChatGPT, it doesn't understand it. But basically, Sam Lee was telling everyone that if they invest in We Are All Satoshi, which is a really good question, is what's going to happen to the money that's theoretically in the Vault Horizon that he put in CashAbank now? Because he's saying that this new company is not associated with We Are All Satoshi. So does that mean any connection to that money that he claims is secure, where you're going to get dividends, is secure? So there was 30% of, if you invested $1,000, 30% of that money went into what they called the Vault Horizon at the time. The Vault Horizon was securing your money. Now in 500 days, Sam Lee said at the time that he was going to release that money, or if Bitcoin was worth $100 at the time, which it did get to a little bit over the 500 days, they were also going to release that money. But when Sam Lee got kicked out, all the money from the Vault Horizon got transferred from one Vault Horizon to another Vault Horizon. And Chavez convinced everybody that he had the keys and the control of the money. Later on, we found out the money from the Vault Horizon, both Vault Horizons had disappeared. And then Chavez claims he put his money into CashAbank. CashAbank is a company that was paying 36% interest per year. And that was 3% per month that they were going to pay out to people who thought their money was secure in this Vault Horizon, which was giving them peace of mind. So all this bullshit that they give you and they string people along, now no one's talking about where the money's gone. So the Vault Horizon was a real big thing, and it's all gone. And now he's claiming that there's no association between affiliate marketing 3.0 whatever and WAS. Where is the money gone would be the question I'd be asking. Ask Yvonne Henry. She seems to be worried about it more than anyone.
Now, in a desperate attempt to rewrite history, Chavez is claiming that
right.
Affiliate Marketing 3.0 DAO LLC is not affiliated, associated, partnered, endorsed, or in any kind of collaboration with WAS.
Yeah, that's massive. In my world, like, we've been following this scammer for so long, to actually say that is massive. No affiliation. So he's trying to cut ties. Even though he was working for Sam Lee, he's now cutting ties. It's incredible.
That's not a disclaimer, That's a mic drop of lies.
Boom.
PDF, the structure, Zoom links, payment flows, domains, and user base were all identical. The only thing that changed was the name. The very legal disclaimer on AFM.network contradicts itself, admitting that Shavez leads the DAO, controls all branding, and that anyone found misrepresenting his project will face legal threats, including those merely sharing articles or Zoom calls.
Yeah, so I'm thinking dictatorship comes to mind. Everything's in control of Shavez. Now, Shavez had 40% chance of living the other day when he had a stroke that was caused by me, theoretically. Now you're putting all your money in one basket with that man. And also, just in case you're wondering, Shavez, that document that you see right there is actually hosted on my server, on my website. Just in case you decide to rewrite it later on, we'll have the receipts. So that's what we've done. So if you want to get a copy of that at any time, help yourself, everybody. Just click that there and do that. Right, let's carry on.
Let's be honest, this is a smokescreen. Shavez is trying to weaponize fear and legal posturing to silence critics and whistleblowers. But the facts are documented. The Financial Markets Authority, FMA, has already updated their warning to include protocol yield, and complaints have been escalated to the Commerce Commission and the Hong Kong SFC.
So do you know who the Hong Kong FEC is, Shavez? Well, they've been notified of your dirty tactics, and that's quite exciting for the Avengers. We're working with the governments, you know, mate.
Meanwhile, Shavez has now taken over WAS, and the WAS team is scrambling to rebuild without Sam Lee. Yet the damage is done, and victims still haven't recovered their funds. Don't let this slick legalese fool you. It's the same scam, same architect, new wrapper.
Suspended. Protocol yield is trading app. So what's happened with that suspended stuff? Protocol yield is a trading app powered by advanced algorithms for smarter automation training. And it says the other one too, which we have a bit of I can't bring it up but we've had a lot of people in their chat rooms, and we've got the receipts to show that as well. Yeah, so as I said here, Shavez hasn't taken over. Has now taken over WAS, which he disclaims that there's no association, which is ridiculous. He's scrambling to rebuild the community, which he did keep the community, but we used to go to these Zoom meetings and I have 1,000 people, and we go in there now and there's 30 people. So it's basically done and dusted. So don't be fooled by any new shiny investment opportunity that comes out with Chavez's name behind it. And now this is what this whole blog was about. When I started writing this blog, I wanted to provide you guys with some evidence because we need a bit of help. For example, he's now telling everyone that to weaponize themselves with his legal documents on his website and go after anybody that's defaming that organization. So we published this last night. He published that this morning. So we're ahead of him already. So this is our bout. So listen to this.
Let's finish what we started. PDFW are tracking it all. We're archiving the evidence, and we're about to release a whistleblower toolkit so the public can submit their own complaints and help us finish this fight. Don't just share this blog, use it, forward it to regulators, talk to journalists, expose the next iteration before it starts. If you want to help, report his domains and presence to LinkedIn using this form, https://www.linkedin.com help LinkedIn ask/51 default new. He's blocked me, but he hasn't blocked all of you. This is scamdemic warfare, and together, we're winning.
All right, I'm going to give you a demo on how that works. So first thing you do is you're going to open up your LinkedIn link. You can get that link off there, and you'll be logged into LinkedIn. You can put in your email address. Next thing, you can say that you want to recommendation, profile, privacy and abuse. Then you're going to which app, it's the website, on what device, other, I don't know if I've done that right actually, I think I did that wrong, no specific eyes, other, privacy and abuse, I don't even think I did that one. Where is it? Other, marketing, what are the advertising accounts, LinkedIn, events, games, invitation, jobs, learning, marketing, mobile, premium service, profile, recommendations, restrictions, searching, sharing, technical support. Maybe it's technical support. I can't remember what I did last night now. There we go. Technical support. It's not an app. On what device? I'm sure there was a way of filling out this form and you can add attachment. But rather than coming here and grabbing this attachment, all you literally do is you can, first of all, you just highlight the whole document, right? So you come through here and I think that's, yep, there it is there. And then you just go to ChatGPT, right? And you just say, look, I want to complain to LinkedIn about one of their users I don't believe should be on their platform. Please use the information below to write me a letter of complaint I can send to LinkedIn legal. It don't even have to be legal. Paste, and I think, yep. So now watch this. So I've just chucked in that whole letter, and ChatGPT would actually write me up, dear LinkedIn legal team, I am writing to file a formal complaint regarding a user, blah, 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 blah. And then here's all the FMA warnings they can see. Media investigations by Bloomberg. That's the printed edition. There's the, and every time you do this, why this matters, representation fraud, request action. And for more information, they can click on that blog and they go through to the blog. I've got to update that link. Bugger, I'll update that later on. But for some reason, I must have renamed the blog. I did actually rename the blog. So you'll have to update that blog link if you use that one straight away. And you'll find the blog link on the homepage of my website. Just search for Scamdemic Warfare and you'll find that blog. So that's basically that. So now we want to do a bit of fun. And I want to actually go through this this letter that we received from this theoretically lawyer that's representing Shavez, and we're just going to listen to the whole lot in one go. Right, listen.
Dear sirs, my client Mr. Shavez Ahmed Siddiqui, aged about 28 years, SO Alim Ahmed Siddiqui, RO 4103, Dubai Mall Residence, Tower 2, Downtown, Dubai 0000, has instructed me to give you legal notice on the aforesaid subject as disclosed hereunder. 1. That my client is a respectable citizen of India and also successful businessman working in cryptocurrency business through his company Lquid Pay, which is a decentralized on-chain bank. 2. That my client has stated that he has been publishing statements against him and his company on internet and social media, which accessible in Lucknow and elsewhere in India as well as globally. 3. That the said statement includes false allegations such as calling my client scammer and defaming his company's image. These statements have no basis in fact and were made without verifying the truth. 4. That the said statements were directly affected the business of my client along with his reputation in the market. Also, you have deliberately and knowingly defamed my client, lowering his reputation in the eyes of his family, professional associates, clients, and the general public, thereby causing him immense mental agony, loss of goodwill, and reputational damage. 5. That the defamatory statements are wholly false and baseless and have seriously harmed the reputation, dignity, and social standing of the complainant. 6. That by virtue of this, the complainant has suffered immense mental agony, humiliation, loss of professional standing, and social disrepute in the eyes of the general public in Lucknow and elsewhere. Therefore, by this legal notice, you are hereby called upon to do the following within 30 days from the date of receipt of this notice. 1. Or immediately remove all defamatory statements, publications concerning my client from all platforms under your control, including but not limited to YouTube, podcasts, websites, blogs, and social media. 2. B. Issue an unconditional written apology and a public retraction in the same medium platforms where the defamatory statements were made, clarifying that the allegations were false and baseless. 3. C. Cease from making any further false or defamatory statements about my client in the future. 4. D. Compensate my client for the mental agony, reputational loss, and professional harm suffered due to your wrongful acts, failing which my client reserves the right to quantify and claim appropriate damages through civil proceedings before a competent court of law in India. Enclosure. 1. A copy of the medical report of my client's treatment of brain stroke. 2. Schedule of lost docs google.com spreadsheets D/1 UJGF TET 1H7 RZOCT 525 VF to QSMJ.
Yeah, so that's the basics on that one. And also we've received, I don't know if we can bring that up in a hurry. We probably can. So this is a this is the hospital report, which is even crazier. And the company name, Cash, which I assume that is because he probably paid cash. I don't know what that means. But through here, here's the medical report, the brain plan. Let's just have a read of some of this. I'm not medical.
Brain plan, 200425. Patchy and confluent areas of altered signal intensity showing restriction on DWI observed in right fronto-perito-temporo-occipital lobe, right caudate nucleus, corpus striatum and right cerebellar hemisphere with patchy area of hemorrhagic transformation in right parietal lobe, and mild mass effect as described, SO acute to subacute infarcts.
Infarcts. So I'm not, as Shavez would say, I have zero medical knowledge, but I'm pretty sure that reads that he had a stroke, which he looks like he had a stroke. So poor old Shavez, a scammer. And here's all the jargon, and this is meant to give. So I'm causing the stroke and not the smoking, right? So that's how ridiculous it gets. So you can imagine that the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger has a field day when people make stupid claims. And this is meant to be Chavez's legal team. I mean, give me a bucket. So this is how you respond to. Now, I will tell you, I'll just do bits at a time, but I will tell you, I actually wrote this response while I was doing my morning business. I was on my phone, and this is how easy it is to write back to these guys. Now, I do have a pretty extensive thread on Shavez, and it has a knowledge base of all the stuff he's done. So putting together an email like this literally took me a minute. I sent a copy off to my Avengers so they could have a bit of a laugh. I sent a copy off to the FMA so they could see the response that I've given them. And this is what we've got
Response
so far.
to legal notice from Danny D. Heck, the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger date, the 17th of July 2025 to Carter K. Singh, Lex Reader LLP. Dear Mr. Singh, thank you for your letter dated, insert date of received notice, concerning your client Mr. Shavez Ahmed Siddiqui. I take all correspondence from legal professionals seriously, and while I appreciate your client's concerns, I must respectfully and categorically reject the claims outlined in your notice. 1. Jurisdiction and applicable law. I am a citizen and resident of New Zealand. Your client is based in Dubai and has, by your own admission, filed claims pertaining to defamation within the jurisdiction of India, specifically citing mental agony and reputation loss, in Lucknow. This approach lacks any legal standing or enforceability within the jurisdiction in which I reside and operate. India's defamation laws and any proposed legal action under Indian courts carry no jurisdictional power over me. Should your client wish to pursue a legitimate international defamation claim, it would need to be filed in accordance with New Zealand's Defamation Act 1992, which requires, among other things, that the statements be demonstrably false, malicious, and not in the public interest. In this case, they are verifiably true and demonstrably in the public interest.
Yeah. So, first of all, lawyer, get your brain together and figure out that you can't do anything to somebody in New Zealand by filing a case in Lucky, wherever it is in India, isn't going to cut the mustard. You'll need to do better than that. Right. Let's have a look at. Let's carry on. Read the next paragraph.
2. Public interest journalism and evidence. Your client, Mr. Shavez Ahmed Siddiqui, is a public figure involved in crypto financial ventures that have been red flagged by international regulators and exposed by mainstream media. Verified and publicly available sources include Bloomberg Businessweek Expose, Dec. 2024, documenting Mr. Siddiqui's false claims of partnerships with Visa and his denial by Dubai's own VARA authority, government warnings issued by the New Zealand FMA, ASIC, and California DFPI against schemes directly associated with Mr. Siddiqui, including Boomerang Trade, WAS, and Lquid Pay.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I'm opening up a few windows. Lquid Pay. Did I get that? Did I have Lquid Pay? I think we got it so far, didn't we? Hold up.
I am an investigative journalist, and my reporting falls under fair comment and public interest exemptions in defamation law. I have made every effort to ensure accuracy and give context supported by video evidence, public records, and domain takedowns.
Yeah, so we have the receipts, and also have got my website hosted by Google Project Shield, which basically means they only do that for journalists. So it would be a hard job proving that I'm not a journalist.
The medical report claiming a stroke, the notion that I somehow caused your client to suffer a medical stroke is not only ludicrous, but medically and legally implausible. Your own enclosed document, the discharge summary, notes, diagnosis, stroke in young, MTHFR mutation, homozygous. This is a genetic mutation known to increase clot risk, and the attending neurologists clearly outlined biological factors and ruled out trauma or external influence. The attempt to attribute this event to my reporting is not only unfounded, it borders on medical misinformation. As much as I'd love to believe I wield the power to induce cerebral infarcts with journalism, I assure you, I do not.
Yeah, so that's a pretty tall claim. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, as Rob Woolley would say.
4. Refusal to comply. Given the facts and the clear public interest nature of my work, I will not remove any content that is factual and evidence-based, issue an apology for reporting the truth, pay any form of compensation for reputational harm caused by your client's own actions. In fact, several platforms have already agreed with my position. Medium.com removed Chavez's promotional content after determining it violated their policies. Globe Newswire took down his press release following escalation. Multiple domains associated with your client have been suspended.
Yeah, so no proof, totally unfounded? Don't think so, Tim. And that's why you don't even need to entertain these stupid replies. Literally wrote this while I'm on the loo this morning. It took me a minute.
5. Further action. Should your client continue with baseless legal threats or fraudulent misuse of international legal systems to silence journalists, I will not hesitate to, publicly publish this correspondence as part of my ongoing expose, submit a formal complaint to New Zealand authorities, Interpol, and relevant crypto regulatory bodies, engage legal counsel should any enforceable action be attempted.
Everything I do is actually watched by the Department of Justice and also the FBI. So, you know, this information isn't helping you, Chavez. Really. Just saying.
Summary. Your client is welcome to respond with factual clarifications or corrections backed by legitimate records, but if he wishes to dispute my reporting, I suggest he begins by explaining where the Vault Horizon investor funds went, and why so many people across multiple countries are alleging fraud. I stand by my reporting. I will continue publishing, and I will not be intimidated. Best regards, Danny D. Heck.
Yeah, microphone drop, really, isn't it? Absolutely ridiculous that they even try to think they can stop us. You know, I'm having a struggle now. I've gone and opened a whole lot of tabs, which has upset the broadcast a little bit. So my apologies for that. We're trying to get back to the right screen. There we go. Well, I'm going to finish this video off here because I'll cut this off and republish this as a fresh video, and I record live. So there's no trickery here. There's the full transparency. But Chavez, you'll have to do better. We've got the boxing gloves off. Let's have a go. You took down my website. I took down your website. You took down my Medium account. I took down your Medium account. I don't have a Global Wire account. I'm still waiting for my the approval of my account. Also, other things. He claims that he's been in Forbes magazine in India. Now, that's a lie. He hasn't been in the Forbes publication because he's been in the PDF version. Why only the PDF version and not the printed version? Because he did a press release. He wrote his own article. He wasn't interviewed by anyone like I was interviewed. I was in the New York Times. I was interviewed 4 times over, I think it was 13 weeks before they published a 2-page spread about my quest to name and shame anyone running or promoting a Ponzi scheme or a scam. Printed edition of the New York Times versus India Forbes. Forbes magazine, you paid for an advert. The editorial was written by yourself. It was a promotional editorial. It was so good that it didn't meet the printed edition, only the PDF version. If you find the PDF version where he claims he's been in Forbes magazine, I could be in Forbes magazine tomorrow. I just need to publish a press release and pay them a lot of money. That press release that he gave also coincided with a lot of other press releases he did at the same time when he went to Dubai to promote Lquid Pay. Lquid Pay, 2 days after he returned from Dubai from the event that he was promoting it, the website went down. He went and got another website address, liquidpay.finance, because he used to have liquid.finance/Lquid Pay. And when you went to the website and you clicked on the link, you would find it didn't work. Also, if you go and you check out their social media at the bottom of their website, the links don't work properly. What type of organization? Actually, I got that mixed up with another scam I was busting. Look, if you want to get in bed with Shavez, go for your life. Be careful. He's not in very good health at the moment. Apparently, I'm the person that caused all his grief. Hey, thanks for watching this segment of the video. I am going to now jump into a few Zoom meetings and have some fun because that's what we do. We cause disruption. You can't stop me and I can't stop you, but we can cause disruption. We can name and shame. We can publicly humiliate. I am an investigative journalist and I've got a team of Avengers who help me fight the scumbags of the planet, who take the money from mum and dad investors and siphon it off. And I'll be honest, I don't even believe Shavez is the man behind this all. I believe he's enslaved to working for the criminal cartel-style networks, the ones that are running out of Myanmar, maybe. The human trafficking compounds. Sam Lee, Ryan Jew. Ryan Jew, I was contacted by a representative who's putting together a deep research on human trafficking compounds. They reached out to me because they wanted to know if I knew the whereabouts of Ryan Jew, because one of his acquaintances or colleagues was meant to be the head man on one of the human trafficking compounds. I believe that these guys are all linked together. It's not good enough. We need to make a difference. If you can go back to my blog and you can help me, let's go on a project. Let's get his LinkedIn account removed. Let's take away his foghorn or his foghorn. Let's cut this guy down 1 inch at a time. Let's stop him proclaiming let's stop him publicizing his personal brand. He thinks he's a peacock at the moment because he managed to get some award for a company that's only been registered for 7 months. Fintel Company of the Year, and he's only been going 7 months. Something's not right there. Love to find out more. We will do a little bit more investigation, but we thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. I'm Danny the Heck, aka the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger, signing off, and we'll see you in the next video.